Yes. So yesterday we started discussing about the ASP.NET. As we know, ASP.NET is this is a technology using which we can develop web-based applications, or in general we can say internet-based applications we develop with the help of the ASP.NET. It can be web pages, websites, web services. So all in fact same. A web page is part of the website. A web service is part of the website. So we develop such web-based applications with the help of the ASP.NET. So ASP.NET is extension to ASP, but ASP.NET is more robust and very fast when compared with the ASP. With the ASP, people used to use VB script for background coding, server-side coding. So with that, they used to develop dynamic web pages or dynamic web applications. But that was all interpretation. There was no compilation. Okay, but as far as ASP.NET is concerned, here we have compiled code available. Whatever code you write using C# or VB.NET, that gets converted to DLL. And every time you request a page, you need not compile it. Already compiled, from the compiled part, page will be created and that can be sent to the user. Okay, so yesterday we started working with the My First website.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, are we supposed to download the Express 2024 web?
No, don't download Express. Try to download Ultimate Edition. Try to download
Ultimate.
Visual Studio 2013 Ultimate. You download for 90 days. You can use it.
So 2013 Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, 2013 Ultimate Edition. Download, please.
So that way you can work with the Visual Studio, C# and SQL servers.
Yes. All are available in that. See, even
Okay,
if you
then.
develop. See, C# is not separate actually. C# is a compiler available with the Visual Studio. So when you write applications, whatever language you choose, with that you can develop application. Visual Studio supports multiple languages. It supports C#, it supports VB.NET, it supports F#, it supports C++. In whatever language you are proficient, you can choose that language, with that you can develop. So it is having compilers for all those. But when you download Express editions, explicitly you download C# and explicitly you download VB.NET. But when you download the Ultimate Edition in fact is a premium one. So for evaluation purpose, you can use it for 90 days. You can download, you can use it for 90 days. Just download SQL Server, this Visual Studio Express Ultimate 2013. If possible, try to download 2014. Even 2014 is available. Either 2013 or 2014 you download. You download ISO file. Do not install from the web. Download ISO file. After downloading ISO file, you unzip it. So from there you try to run the setup file. Okay, just download 2014, 2013 or 2014 Ultimate Edition. So with Visual Studio 2013 or 2014 Ultimate Edition, download please. 2013 is going to be working with 4.5.1. It's going to work with 4.5.1. So with the same .NET runtime version, even 2014 is also going to be working. 2015 is also available. Trial version is available. That can be using 5.0. Microsoft .NET 5.0 is used in that. You can download 2013 or 2014 Ultimate Edition from the Microsoft site. You can download. Ultimate Edition is meant for here. Trial. Ultimate normally you need to buy, but like when you download like trial version, you can use for 90 days. You can use for 90 days. You can evaluate it. Please download 2014 or 2013 Ultimate Edition Visual Studio, because everything is under one umbrella only. You need not have separate. Separately you need not download. But when you take Express editions, you need to download separately. For web, you have to download separately. For Windows, you have to download separately. And few things may be missing in that. So that's why I try to download Ultimate Edition. That's better.
So what about for the SQL Server?
Yes, SQL Server And download Visual SQL Server 2014, again trial version download.
It's a SQL Server
2014,
2000.
yeah, 2014 enterprise, 2014 trial. You have actually full version of 2014 SQL Server, download and install. So when you download all, 2014 trial, it can be running for 6 months. Free of cost, you can use it for 6 months. Then it is going to support even the tools like SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. They are supported with the SQL Server 2014. So you can download 2014 SQL Server, again trial version for 6 months. So it is called as Enterprise, again Enterprise SQL Server 2014. For 6 months you can use, download it and install.
You say enterprise, right?
Yes, Enterprise version.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so here yesterday we created one small page called home.html. We created here home.html. So this is the page we created. Whenever you look at the web page, this is going to be header here, document type, followed by, this is a namespace. With the help of this, it is going to be validating the HTML document. See, the websites can be validated with the help of the W3C validation process. You have a W3C validator. With the help of that, web pages can be validated for the markup. Whether is it a valid markup or not. Whether it's a valid markup or not, we can validate with the help of the W3C validator. Now this page is based on this particular namespace CSC. It is what exactly XHTML. Based on the XHTML standards, you are going to create the page here. It's based on what exactly? XHTML. Based on the XHTML, we are trying to make. We have normal HTML as well as XHTML. XHTML is something like XML. In the case of XML, you have here, first of all, document type declaration, then followed by a root node you have. In that root node, you have child nodes, and every node should be ending properly with a closing tag. You have a starting tag, you have a closing tag. So every element should be getting closed properly with the closing tag. You require two tags. One is starting tag, other one is ending tag. Sometimes what happens, empty tags you may have. Empty tags are going to be something like this. You look at the HR. In the case of HR, what we kept, size equal to 10%, style equal to background color red, and here after that we use a slash and with this we end. This is called as an empty tag. Whereas H1 is not empty tag, empty element, it's containing some data in this. It's marking up some text. This is a sample web page, is a text that we are marking up with H1 starting tag as well as with ending tag. But as far as HR is concerned, it's not containing any content in that. It's just ruler you are going to draw. Therefore, this is called as here empty element. We can say it as empty element. An element constitutes a starting tag as well as an ending tag. But as far as HR is concerned, it does not contain any data. Therefore, you can end here itself. This is called as a non-container tag or non-container element, and this is called as a container element. H1 is a container element. Body is a container element. Head is a container element. HTML is a container element because it has a starting tag, it has a closing tag. Similarly, when you look at head, it has a starting tag, it has a closing tag. When you look at body, it's containing starting tag and it's containing closing tag. Like this, we created here the HTML page here. Okay. Whenever we look at any solution of the ASP.NET web application, it contains certain folder structure. We have certain folder structure as far as ASP.NET website is concerned. Okay, it follows certain folder structure. Here you can maintain your own folders, or you can use ASP.NET folders, or combination of both your folders as well as ASP.NET folders. And now my first website is going to be root of your web application. This is called as root. Normally home page or index we keep in the root of the website. The root of website is what here? My first website. This is called as root. Physically where it's getting saved, we don't have an idea here in this. Right now we don't have an idea. Okay, so Here, whatever folders you have, they are relative to the root of the your application. Whatever folders you create, they are in relation to the root of your website. Your website name is what here? My first website is a website name. It's containing here two files. One is home.html, other one is web.config file. Please pay attention in this. Now you have a website. The website name is my first website. It is actually your application, a web application. So the root of your application is what here? My first website is the root of your application. It's containing right now two folders, two files. One is home.html, other one is web.config. Okay. So here in this web.config file is nothing but your website descriptor, or it is a configuration file. With the help of that, you are going to configure your web application. What's the meaning of configuration? Your website probably using some XML files. So where XML files are located, you can configure with the help of the web.config file. Similarly, you made application by using what version of .NET, whether it is 3.5 based or 4.0 based or 4.5 based. Where you describe that in the web.config file, you describe it. Similarly, you are uploading files. Into what folder the files have to move, you can put them in the web.config file. And whenever you upload a file, what is the file size limitation? I mean, up to how many bytes a file should contain. Whether you want to upload a file, whose limit you want to have, something like 10 MB, 20 MB, 100 MB. So what is the limitation of the file size that you can keep within the web.config file? So many configuration options you can keep within the web.config file. So web.config file is basically meant for configuring your website, such as providing connections for the uploaded files, providing connections for the database, so providing other resources here. So this is called as your website descriptor. Overall, it's going to be describing your website. So in this process, what are the resources available, where they are available, so it is going to be giving you an idea to the application. So using web.config file, you can get the resource paths. With the help of that, you can use resources efficiently. So web.config file is basically made for here, I mean to register resources we use here. In the web.config file, whatever entries you make, as per that you can be manipulating. So database connection. Similarly, whenever you are uploading files, where the files have to be uploaded. Similarly, downloadable folder is what. And one more thing is URL rewriting. All these things you can keep within the web.config file. Understood the purpose of web.config here, Mansoor?
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Vincent, you understood this, the purpose of web.config file?
Hello.
There's local group policy is always in effect for local and domain users. So there's two types of policies. Have y'all heard of the local security policy?
Hello, Vincent.
Okay.
So
I just said this, but
okay. Now, Mansoor is not only getting just answers, we need to discuss on that.
Okay.
So,
okay, sure.
As I told you, just do not copy and paste into the, I mean, something like Word document or notepad. We need to discuss, you need to grasp that subject I am saying. You need to understand in detail whatever points I was saying you.
Yeah,
So, that's what.
So
That's
I read all these questions and answers and just definitions.
Yes.
I just put it in the
Further you have to study more and more on that. So you are getting just overall idea of it, but that is not enough. You have to go in depth and you have to understand all those in detail. That will be useful very much.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
Now in this is going to be a web.config file. Every website should have a configuration file. So we can configure your web application with the help of web.config file. This is nothing but an XML file. Your web.config file is an XML file. Just like an XML file, we maintain it. On the top also it's kept here XML version 1.0. Then it is going to be here configuration, starting tag, closing tag configuration. This is nothing but here. It is a root node. In this root node we keep it. Now here see, System.web compilation debug equal to false. Target framework is 4.5.1 said like this, and HTTP runtime target framework 4.5.1 like this we are giving here version information. I cannot debug this particular thing now. Debug equal to false. The website I cannot be debugging. But if I want to debug, here debug equal to true I should keep. So like this, some information you can find here. What is the runtime you are going to use? What is a compilation version? You can find out like that. Apart from that, many other compilations we can see. But right now I am giving an idea. In detail we discuss about the web.config file. But right now it's a web.config file which is going to be configuring actually your website. Website is configured with the help of the web.config file here. Okay. Now my first website is root here. Root folder this is. In this root folder we keep a web.config file and other files like home, index or default we keep in this, and depending on the requirement further folders we may be creating. So now let us look into the folder structure of the ASP.NET web application. Now from now onwards we are going to develop applications. We need to pay attention a lot in this. C# is going to be just mere coding, but with this you can be developing applications. So my first website is going to be your root folder. It's your root folder. Root of your application is here, my first website. It's going to be my first website, your root folder of the website. Then in this you can be having other folders. So the folders can be normal folders, or they can be ASP.NET folders. They can be even ASP.NET folders. You have two different types of folders. One is normal folder, other one is going to be ASP.NET folders. As far as normal folders are concerned, like this normally you maintain it. You maintain like this. One is say images folder. Similarly, you may be containing something like JS folder. So like this you can be managing it. Images you can keep in the images folder. In the JS folder you can be maintaining JavaScript. In the CSS folder normally cascading style sheet definitions you can keep. So in the images folder whatever images are there you can keep. Your website may be using images. You can put in the images folder. As far as JavaScript is concerned, you can keep under JS folder. As far as cascading style sheets are concerned, you keep in the CSS folder. So let me create here those folders. These are called as just normal folders. Click on this. Then let me add here a new folder here. New folder this is. The new folder here it is. First one, images. All images I can keep under this folder. Similarly, I come to here another folder called as CSS. New folder, this one is here CSS. Cascading style sheets folder. Similarly, one another folder I create. This is CSS folder, images folder, then other one is JS folder. I can keep here all JavaScript code. JavaScript or jQuery, whatever it is, you can keep under JS folder. So your website is containing the three folders: CSS for cascading style sheets and images folder. One more thing is JavaScript folder. We have three things in this. Apart from that, you have other documents like home.html, and one more thing is here web.config file. Home.html is the landing page of your website. When somebody is trying to access your website, by default home.html can be loaded. So you can set the default document. Whenever you upload a website into the Internet Information Server, there you can keep which file has to be uploaded, which file has to be, which page has to be opened as soon as you access the website. So you can specify the file name there. That is called as landing page or home page. Need not be always home.html. It can be index, or it can be say default. It can be some other name also. You can specify there what page has to be uploaded. What page has to be shown in the browser. You can specify there with the Internet Information Server. You can configure with the Internet Information Server. So you have for that INET MGR. INET MGR stands for IIS Manager. That is, you can be administering, you can be managing your websites. You can host number of websites into IIS. So you can manage the IIS with the help of the iNet MGR. You have an application called iNet MGR. With the help of that, you can be managing it. So you have folders like CSS, images, and JS. In the CSS folder, we keep styles. In the images folder, we can keep images. In the JS folder, we can keep JavaScript. So when you look at your web page contains HTML elements. Then the style for the HTML elements you can apply with the help of the CSS. And sometimes what happens, the elements may be firing certain events like click event or mouse move event, mouse up event, mouse down event. So all such events you manage with the help of the JavaScript. So JavaScript is going to be handling all those events. You are going to hook up the JavaScript functions to the events of them. So like this, you maintain JavaScript code blocks. JavaScript is not a full-fledged programming language, something like C# or Java. It is just small functions you can write in response to the events. The code blocks can be firing. So code blocks you write like functions. Those functions you can be calling. So therefore, you have JavaScript folder for writing all your JavaScript code. Images, you put all images in that. And CSS means for actually what? For styles. You can define different styles for your web application, for your web pages. Those styles you can be applying. So CSS, images, JS, and here other thing is what? You have a web.config file. So in the web.config file, you put all configuration information. So is it clear now? My first website is a website we are going to make. Here we created few folders like CSS folder, images folder, and other thing is JS folder. In the JS folder, we have JavaScript, and the CSS folder we can have CS. See, jQuery is nothing but JavaScript library. JavaScript, everything you need to write from scratch. So everything you need to write from scratch in the case of JavaScript. So JavaScript is little bit difficult to write yourself because from browser to browser it changes. In one browser, one type of JavaScript you have to write. If you go to another browser, you must write another kind of code. So the internal details you have to know so much if you are writing everything from the core JavaScript. So instead of using core JavaScript, you can use the JavaScript libraries, something like jQuery or AngularJS or something like other things, say Knockout.js. For different purposes, we can be using those JavaScript. So jQuery is one such library. It's one of the JavaScript libraries. jQuery was totally written in the JavaScript, but it is relieving us from many problems. Otherwise, if you try to write from scratch everything, it takes a lot of time. Your productivity goes down, and you may be writing that well or not. There is no guarantee. But JavaScript, jQuery is what exactly? It's a predefined library of the JavaScript that is tested well. You can use it for different purposes. One is document object model manipulation. It's called as DOM manipulation. Similarly, you can do some kind of animations. Sometimes what happens, text can be fading in, text can be fading out. Similarly, you can be performing partial postbacks. Instead of sending entire page back to server, partial data can be posted back with the help of the this one, AJAX. We have a feature called AJAX, asynchronous JavaScript and XML. With the help of the jQuery, you can perform. jQuery is nothing but it is a API of the JavaScript. It's a library for the JavaScript. Using JavaScript, jQuery library is developed. That library we can simply use. JavaScript is vast. For different purposes you can be using. So for DOM manipulation and for partial postbacks, you can use jQuery. So jQuery is made from the JavaScript itself. Using JavaScript, jQuery library is made. So straight away that library you can use. It's going to be improving your productivity. Your productivity improves when we use the JavaScript. So jQuery. jQuery is nothing but it's a library of the JavaScript. Using JavaScript, jQuery is made. Just like jQuery, even you have other JavaScript libraries. Something like AngularJS, then Knockout.js. All these are nothing but different JavaScript libraries. Understood, Mansoor?
Yes, I got it. Yeah, it's yeah, that's fine. But is the need for any software download for jQuery, or it's plain like we can embed it in the HTML?
No, see, first of all, you should have a link for the jQuery. From you can keep a link from the CDN. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. You have a CDN. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. So the CDN, you can download jQuery, you can keep in your sites, or you can get connected to the CDN, Content Delivery Network. You can provide a link to the CDN in your web page. Every time web page is opened, the concerned jQuery will be downloaded from the CDN. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. So it is, first of all, Google. From Google, you can download jQuery. Similarly, from the Microsoft, you can download jQuery. Okay, and one more thing is, you can download from the jQuery.com. So from these sites, you can be downloading the jQuery library on the fly. In your page, you can be giving a reference of the jQuery. On the fly, it can be downloaded. Every time you run a page into the browser, JavaScript has to be downloaded. So from those CDNs, it can be downloading. It can download. Here, one advantage with this is CDNs are quite fast. Content Delivery Network, their sites are going to be quite fast because they use hi-fi servers. Take Google, no server can match with Google servers. Similarly, take Microsoft, their servers also very hi-fi servers. Okay, so with lightning speed, the jQuery can be downloaded. But in your, if you keep the jQuery library in your site, it takes a lot of time to download because we can't afford to have such sites. Google is quite fast, no doubt regarding that. So downloading from Google can be very fast when compared with our site. But there can be few disadvantages. The disadvantages are, if you are trying to use from Google, today it may be free. Tomorrow if they start charging, you need to pay for that. Okay. And one more thing, all of a sudden they stop providing services. So in such case, what happens? So your page cannot be running. Therefore, there are going to be advantages as well as disadvantages. When the code is available from CDN, try to use from there, it's better. Otherwise, you copy, you download it and keep in your site. Whenever it can't access from the CDN, in that case, make a provision to use your library. From your site, try to use a library. So you can download the jQuery and you can keep in your site, or you can be accessing it from the CDN, Content Delivery Network. From there also you can be accessing it. For that purpose, in the HTML page, you need to provide a link. With the help of link, it can be getting downloaded. Understood, Mansoor?
Yes, I got it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it makes sense.
See, on this, I will give more assignments on these things, but you need to study a lot, you have to work a lot. As I said yesterday, from yesterday onwards, the time started for us now. You have to work very, very hard now to become proficient in this. Now here, this is going to be the site, my first website. We have created CSS folder for putting only cascading style sheets. Whatever styles you define, you put in the CSS folder. And whatever images are there, you try to put in the images folder. Take the JS folder, there you can keep JavaScript. You can keep JavaScript in that folder. There are 3 folders, CSS folder, images folder, and JS folder. Home.html is part of the root directory, and web.config also we kept in the root directory. In the root directory, we kept web.config file, and home.html, this can be starting page of the site. As soon as somebody is accessing your site, the home page should be coming up. So like this, here we created the site. The site name is what here? My first website. It contains folders like CSS, images, JS. These are what? Normal folders. They are not ASP.NET folders. They are normal folders. The normal folders are here what? CSS. It's meant for putting cascading style sheet. And images folder is meant for storing images. JS folder is basically for JavaScript. Okay, you have home.html, and other thing is web.config file. Home.html is going to be starting page of your site, and web.config file is basically meant for configuring your, providing the parameters required for your site. So with the web.config file, we can provide certain initialization parameters or some other parameters. We put in the web.config file. It is also called as actually website descriptor file. So using that, we can actually we can run our application there. So something like database connectivity or file upload folder or other thing like localization, globalization concepts. Then similarly URL rewriting, Many such features you can keep in the web.config file. You can do many things with the web.config file. So this is what exactly the root of the my first website. In the root itself, I created CSS folder, images folder, JavaScript folder. Then we have starting page here, home.html, then web.config file. So this contains configuration information. These are what normal folders. Here you can keep cascading style sheet files, images files, and other thing is JavaScript files. Okay, these are called as normal folders. But apart from this, you have even ASP.NET folders. They are meant for ASP.NET web applications only. You have ASP.NET folders also. They are, one is bin folder. This contains actually compiled classes. You may be creating some web pages, something like say home.aspx or say index.aspx, or it may be user.aspx. Like that, few pages you may be creating. Whenever you build the website, at that time it's going to convert your CS code into DLL. Your CS code will be converted into DLL. All such DLLs you have to keep in the bin folder. In the bin folder, we keep our DLL files. DLL stands for Dynamic Link Library. That's compiled code of your web page. Your web page or your site may be containing classes. When you compile them, you get actually the exe files, or you can get DLLs. The DLLs can be kept in the bin folder. All executable code we keep in the bin folder, or in the bin folder we are going to keep. So this can be containing here exe files, and other things are what? DLLs or both. Okay. Whenever your website is using any exe files or DLLs, you must keep in the bin folder. Bin folder stands for here binary folder. Binaries you keep in the bin folder. Exe files and DLLs we can keep in the bin. In the bin folder we keep. What is DLL? DLL is nothing but a dynamic link library. So we are going to hook it up with the, in the runtime. In the runtime, we are going to be getting connected to DLL. So DLL stands for Dynamic Link Library. So you can keep all the DLLs and all exe files in the bin folder as far as your web application is concerned. Your web application, if it is using any DLLs or if it's using any exe files, you have to keep in the bin folder. So this is what it's an ASP.NET folder, specially meant for ASP.NET. Okay. Then similarly, we have here app code folder. This contains here class files. All .cs files or .vb files are kept here or kept here. In this folder, we keep the class files. Whatever classes you create, you are going to keep in that. Normally, this contains here BLL. BLL stands for Business Logic Layer files. We keep in this. Business logic layer files we are going to be keeping in this. And similarly, we may be keeping data related to DAL, data access layer. So data access layer, BLL, business logic layer files we are going to keep in the app code folder. Under app code folder, we are going to put it. It's called as application code. Whatever code files you have, you may not be compiling them. You are just maintaining code files as it is. In such cases, you have to put in the app_code folder. We have app_code folder. In that folder, you have to keep. Okay. So normally we keep BLL or DAL or some other utilities. We keep in the app code folder. That is what we write C# code or VB.NET code like classes. You are going to keep under app code folder. In the bin folder, what we keep? exe files or DLLs. Exe file is what? Compiled code. DLL is also what? It's compiled code. So like executables, they are available. We can keep in the bin folder. And as far as app code is concerned, we keep in this CS files or VB files, .vb. CS stands for C#, VB stands for Visual Basic. So all CS files and VB files we are going to keep under app code folder. Now other thing is here app_data folder. We have a folder called as app data folder. Here you can keep all data. So data is what here? Something like MDF files or other data files we keep in this. Data files like XML you can keep here in this area. So app data folder, there you can keep the MDF file. What is MDF file? It's not in fact MDF, we can call it as SDF file. SDF files you can be keeping in this. It's nothing but single data file we have here. So with the SQL Server, you can create SDF files, and SDF files you can keep under app data folder. Instead of keeping in the SQL Server database, here we can keep within the website itself. You can keep, that can be called as here SDF, single data file. It is going to be local to the given website, either SDF files or other data files like XML or any other format we can keep in the app data folder. Under app data folder, we keep data files. Under app code folder, we can keep either CS files or VB files. Under bin folder, you can keep exe files as well as DLLs. Okay, so these three are here what ASP.NET folders. And apart from this, you have other folders also. One more is here, themes folder. You can have here themes folder. Under themes folder, you can define different themes. Themes for pages, and within the page again, you can have different skins. Skin is nothing but style you apply for the ASP.NET server controls. That comes under themes folder. So we have themes folder. Under themes folder, we can be keeping it. So these are going to be here ASP.NET folders. Further see what are the different folders we can make in this. Click on this and try to here go to add followed by ASP.NET folder. These are going to be different types of folders as I was saying. One is bin folder, app code folder, app global resources, app local resources, app web references. Suppose your website is referring some kind of web service. In such cases, you keep under web references. Yesterday I was saying what's a website, web service. Suppose you have an application, your application has to translate currency from US dollars to Indian rupees or Sri Lankan rupees. So in such case, what you do? On the fly, you should get connected to some kind of service which is provided on the web. So in such case, that reference you are going to keep in the app web references. So with it, you are going to convert the dollars into rupees or into other currency, whatever it is. So currency conversion feature is available. That reference we are going to keep under app web references. And here app data folder contains here data files like SDF file, or it can be XML file, or it can be other data files. Similarly, we have here app browsers. The app browsers can be containing browser definitions, and themes can be containing here different themes for different pages and different styles for each and every theme. So styles are called as here skins. This is a little bit advanced. As we proceed, we can discuss. But these are going to be here total folders we can have within the ASP.NET website. If you want to create, these can be created. It's not mandatory that definitely you should have all these. It's up to you. If you want to maintain, you can maintain, but these are called as ASP.NET folders. ASP.NET application can identify automatically these as its folders. And global resources, local resources we use for localization concept. Localization and globalization concept. For that purpose, we can be using app global resources and app local resources. So like this, we have the folder structure as far as ASP.NET website is concerned. So we can have normal folders like here a CSS folder, images folder, JS folder, and apart from that, you can maintain here the ASP.NET folders also. Those folders are going to be for us like app data folder, app code folder, a bin folder, or it can be web references folder, the themes folder. So like that, you can be having different ASP.NET folders. You can keep them part of the website. So like this, we have a folder structure for the ASP.NET website. Any questions on this?
Are we using these folder during this training?
Yes. We use.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Vincent, do you have any questions?
No.
And let's say
so now let us come into the HTML page. As far as web is concerned, And one more thing, the different types of files we use with the ASP.NET is going to be like this. Different files we use. With ASP.NET website. One is here .aspx and .aspx.cs, .html, .css, then we have .js, .js folder, then you have here .ascx, then you have here .ashx, .config here, like web.config file we have here. So aspx, aspx.cs, .html, .css, then here .js, .ascx, then other thing is here .ascx, .cs file is available for us. Similarly, we have here .asmx, we have like this, and one more thing is here .cs files. These we are going to have within our web application. And apart from this, you have here web.config file. We have a web.config file also. These are with the ASP.NET Web Forms. When you develop ASP.NET Web Forms, you can use these .aspx, .aspx.cs, then HTML, CSS, JavaScript, .ascx, then .ascx.cs file, .ashx file, .asmx file, and .cs files also you can be containing. .cs files are going to be just class files, pure business, we can say them as data object, DAO, data access objects, we can say like that. So you can just create the classes there. Just we can create classes, so they can be representing, in fact, BO, business objects. They can be representing business objects. And whenever you look at the .aspx, it's meant for presentation. It comes under presentation logic. With the help of that, you create the web page, user is going to see that. For that web page code, where are you writing? You write with the CS file. So whatever interface is looking for you, behind it you should write code. For that purpose, we use there .aspx.cs. This is called as here code behind. We say it as code behind. It is not compulsory that always you need to write in a separate file only code. In the same file also, you can be writing code. Need not be a separate file like .aspx.cs. In the same .aspx page itself, you can be writing the required code also. It's up to you whether you are separating code and user interface or not. In the same user interface also you can have code, or you can go into another file also there. And with .html, what happens here? You have a HTML page, then CSS, cascading style sheet, and JS file is available, JavaScript. Then .ascx you have, this is nothing but a control file. .ascx.cs, this is going to be a C# code file. You have .ashx, it's called as handler. .asmx is called as web service, and .cs is going to be normally business object file, or simply class file we can say. So like this, you have different types of files as far as the ASP.NET website is concerned. .aspx stands for what? This ASPX pages. So there you contain user interface as well as code for the user interface with the .aspx.cs. In the case of HTML, normal HTML pages, there you can contain user interface, you can put CSS, you can put JavaScript in that. Even the .aspx also, .aspx page also, you can put there the CSS as well as JavaScript. So CSS are meant for actually defining only styles. JS is for JavaScript. And .ascx meaning is it is a control. You can create your own control. That control you can embed within the ASPX page. You can create your own control, something like text box or button. You can create your own control. That control you can embed within the .aspx page. Okay. Similarly, .ascx.cs file is going to contain code for your user control. Whenever you create any user control, you can write code for that with the .ascx.cs file. And .ashx is called as a handler. That is called as HTTP handler. It's called as HTTP handler. And .asmx is called as a web service. and .cs is going to be pure class file. So these are the different types of file extensions we have with the ASP.NET website. These are going to be different types of file extensions. These can be called as different file extensions: .aspx, .aspx.cs, .html, .css, .js, .ascx, .ascx.cs, .ashx, .asmx, and .cs. These are going to be different file extensions we have with the ASP.NET website. Any questions on this?
No, that's fine. Thanks.
Okay, now let us come into the HTML page. What do we do with the HTML you see? So this is what the structure for the HTML, sorry, for the website. Now I want to create a simple HTML page. So in that I put some CSS, I put some images, and I'm going to put some JavaScript also in that. Okay. So first of all, let me take few images, try to put into images folder. But where are images available? No images are available. I try to download few images. Okay. For website designing, I just take this one. These are going to be different types of images, but how to use them? This is going to be okay. Sometimes we require images or background image. In general, for buttons and for all those things we require. I do one thing. I just go to this folder here. In this itself, I can get few images with the tax consultants. There is a folder called as tax consultants. Probably there I find it. Okay, I have a folder called as tax consultants. These images I can use here. But where it is, fonts are available, ICO icon files are available. So like this, I have just an icon but no images. These are all in CSS file. When you come into fonts, certain fonts are available. Look at JS. This is available for us, but we don't have any images here. We kept few images, but where I can get the images. Okay, I require something like here. Button images I take. These are going to be different types of images for buttons. These are going to be different icons. We can use them to download and we use it. So it's a kind of button. This button you can save it. A PNG file. We try to keep here. Okay, we download it. Then similarly we require here user images. So some kind of image can be taken that you can download and keep here. Some image can be taken, we keep inside this. Can be taken, just save as. So this is user, put like this, save. Okay, let us take only these two things and try to keep in the CSS folder. These two images we take, but we rename this. I rename this as button. Rename followed by this is button. Put like button. Then I use these two things. Cut it, then put into this folder. In this images folder, I can put it. Now here I have two different images. One is button, other one is user. So it's containing two things now here. Similarly, I can create some CSS. CSS can be inline or it can be internal image. It can be internal CSS can be internal CSS or external CSS, or it can be inline CSS. Like that we can maintain. Now come to home.html. When we come to home.html, it is showing something like this for us, but this is meaningless. Therefore, what I do, I can put some comment here. I can be making some comment like this. So this is nothing but HTML comment. I can close like this. I close the HTML comment. See, as far as web page is concerned, we have three areas in this. One is the HTML area, the other one is going to be CSS area, and one more thing is here JavaScript area. So in the HTML, you use these kind of comments. When it's CSS, in the other way you use comments. And when it's JavaScript, in some other way, you can be using comments. So in three different ways, comments you can write in the given HTML page. Because HTML caters, in HTML, you can write three different things. HTML tags you can put, that means HTML elements you can be making in this, or you can be writing some CSS, or you can be writing JavaScript. So in every code, you need to have sometimes comments. So comments in different ways you can put. As far as HTML comments are concerned, how do we keep HTML comments? You can start HTML comments like this. Exclamation, hyphen, hyphen, then this is HTML comment. You can put like this, followed by this way you can keep. Next thing, here it is, CSS comments you can put like this. CSS comments are going to be here, /% CSS comment */ again. Like this you can have CSS comments. As far as JavaScript comments are concerned, you can put like this. 2 slashes you can put JavaScript comment. Like this you can have. Or you can have like this /*. This is JavaScript comment. Then comment extended to next line. Then you can end here. This is called as multi-line JavaScript comment. So this is exactly a JavaScript comment. First one is HTML comment, this is CSS comment, and JavaScript comment can be single line comment or it can be multi-line comment. In the case of multi-line comment, we start with the /*, then end with the //. So like this, we can be having here comments. HTML comments, CSS comments, and other thing is here JavaScript comment. Comments can be HTML comments, CSS comments, and JavaScript comments. You can write in three different ways these comments. As far as HTML page is concerned, for HTML comments, we use here less than, this exclamation, hyphen, hyphen, HTML comment, hyphen, hyphen, again greater than. And in the case of JavaScript, you can use // as well as /* and // for multi-line comment. And in the case of CSS, you put /* CSS comment, then //. Like this, you can be writing comments in three different ways as far as HTML page is concerned. Okay, now coming to the HTML page here, let us make something here. I want to create here some kind of web page. So with the help of this page, user has to see, it is job seeker. job seeker has to register with the concerned site there. For that purpose, I want to create some interface here. A job seeker has to register with the, say, some portal, jobs related portal. In such cases, the job seeker has to furnish his or her details. So for that purpose, therefore, here we put this way here. We take a body. The body should be containing some background color. We require some background color for the body. Therefore, let us try to set the background color. We can put a background color here, right, like this, style equal to, you can take some kind of style, here color, take background, we use here color, then keep colon like this. You can set different types of colors. So what color we can choose here? Okay. So choosing like this is going to be difficult. In such cases, what we do, we can go to body, then go with the properties here. Choose here the properties. With the help of properties, we can do it. Format selection. Nothing is coming up here for us. Select this. Click on the here the window, the properties window we can open using the view and click on here properties window. Somewhere you can find here the properties window. Solution Explorer you have here. You can find somewhere other windows, and under other windows you can get it. Property window is not available here. Okay, so where it is, commenting is available here like this for us. These are this way here available. When we look at body it should be available. Database Explorer, we need to get a properties window here. Yes, in the bottom we have properties window. Open the properties window. A properties window is coming for body here. So from here you can go to the style, background color, click on this, using here color wheel you can choose it. So here background color we choose. Background color can be chosen here. You can choose some kind of color from this. Whatever color you want to choose, that can be chosen from this. Take this kind of color here. Let us put that particular color for the background. So this is exactly what FFCCFF. It is in the hexadecimal notation. Red component is FF, then RGB, green component is CC, and blue component is going to be again FF. Like this we have here the component for the page here. So for the body, this is the background color. We click on OK. Not only this background color, even other things you can choose here. So you can use box model. The box model you can be using like this. Then layout you can choose. You can be choosing here layout. So layout can be taken here. Then similarly you can go to position. So what is the width? What is the height? You can specify in this. You can go with the width. You can go with the height. Like this can be taken. We can take a table in this. So table layout here you can take. Table layout is going to be, it is here, automatic we can take. Then similarly border collapse is separate you can put. Then similarly border spacing, take a value. So value you can put here something like 10 you put here. Then empty cells you can put it show. Caption site should be the top. Like this we can take here about here like this it can be kept. If you come to design, it's going to look in this manner for us. In this manner it's looking now. So like this here you can put for the HTML certain style. This is called a style, inline style we can say this. This one is called an inline style. Within the element itself we kept, this is called an inline style. Style can be inline, it can be internal, it can be external. So this is what kind of style we kept here. Inline style we kept. Along with the tag itself we kept the style. This is called as inline style. So inline style is here, background color we kept, table layout we kept, border collapse separate, this is border spacing. So like this we have taken certain style for the body here. Body means the page, whatever page you show, it is going to be coming with that color. With that color, it can be coming now for us. Now within this, we require some user registration is required. So in the case of user registration, it should be coming in the center of the screen. In the center of the screen, it has to come. Therefore, we use here a table tag. We use a table tag. The table tag like this we write. Table this is followed by here put the style. Style equal to in this. So we can take style. In the case of style, we can use here margin left, margin top. Put here margin left. Margin left it is. Use some 200 px or some 300 px. So 300 px from leftmost side it takes. Then similarly take margin top. Margin top must be here some 50 px. Like this you can keep. Margin left and margin top we have taken. Then after that the table should be coming up here. We need to have a table. Then similarly anything like border do we have, see here. Can we keep any border here? Border we have here. Border we take followed by, you can set here certain values. Here you have enumerations. Dashed border, dotted border, solid border. You can use some kind of thing here. We can use a solid border here. Like this we specified a border here. Since right now there are no rows available, you cannot see anything. There are no rows right now available. Therefore, the table is going to look like this for us. Inside this now you can keep the TR. TR we keep. Then similarly, the TR is going to be having certain padding mechanism. We can use for TR also certain styles. So with the body, with the table, this is called as what? Inline CSS. Just look at this. This is what exactly inline CSS. Along with the element, we specified the style here. Since the body and table are only appearing once, you can put the inline style. But TR is going to be getting repeated number of times. Therefore, what I do now, I go with the internal style. This is what inline style. Along with the element itself, I am defining style. This is called as here internal style. Sorry, inline style. Now I want to go with the internal style here. For that purpose, I go to the head part of the HTML page. Here I can define the style. So use here style followed by type equal to text oblique CSS. Put like this. Then after that we specify here style type equal to text slash CSS. Here we can define the CSS for the TR. Put here TR, then followed by, and CSS may be element based, or it can be ID based, or it can be class based. So you can define CSS for element, or we can define CSS class, or we can define actually for the particular ID based or class based, or it can be element based. I am defining here element based CSS. Okay, element based CSS I am trying to make. I am going to use TR here. For every table row, this can be appearing for us. Put here in this padding left. Padding left, I want to put something like here. Okay, I put here margin left. I just try to put something like here 100 px. 100 px. Then I put here background color. Want to make this as black here. I want to go with the black color. Then similarly here I want to make like color as white. With white color I want to render the rows. Like this here I have taken. Then similarly for TD also I require a style. Put TD here. Then here put margin. So TD, it's not tag, TD style. I want to define here element based style. And inside this I put this way. Margin, not margin, padding left I use for this. Padding top, want to put like padding I just put. Padding I want to put like here, say 10, then 10, 10px, 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 and one more thing also going to be 10px. Like this I want to use here padding. Padding I want to use like this. So this way TD should be coming for me. Now if we come to TR, try to put here some TD. Take TD. So here username we put. And here TD. Then here write in this input type equal to text. Then ID equal to, it is txt user, put like this. Username I put like this. So this way let us see how it appears for us. We need to close the tag here. Close the tag like this. Now see in the design how it looks. When it's coming into this, it's going to look like this. Username followed by, you got a text box there. You got a text box there. Username like this, it's appearing for us. Similarly, when we come into this, so this I make as user ID. User ID, this is called as here, it is user ID. Okay, this is user ID. Then after that another TR I should be starting. One more table row I have to start. One more table row you take here and try to put here. This is username. We can put it user or first name I just put. Put like this, first name. Here txt first name you can put. It is txt first name. In the same way, what we do, we can be putting it as last name. This is here, last name we type here. And this is here txt last name. Here it is txt last name. This is going to be txt last name. After that, we put here like date of birth. We will enter here. This is txt dob. Txt dob we should enter. So if you come to the design, how it looks, see now. It's looking in this manner for us. User ID, then first name, last name, dob, we kept like this. Then here further you can put something like qualification also. And here this is what txt qualification. txt qualification. So this way we can keep it. Next thing here we put a button control. Then this is here, put a label here or just put a span here. Span id equal to txt. Rest we put here. Then after that just close like this. This is span element. And this is here, it's not input type equal to text. This is going to be here submit. It's nothing but submit here. Then id equal to txt, sorry not txt, btn submit we put. And value equal to register. Like this we are going to take it. So if you look at the design, it's going to be looking in this manner for us. It's going to look in this way. But here see, I want to put certain, here I want to put some kind of, here I want to put some image on the register. For the register I would like to put a image here. Okay, for that purpose let me define some image here in this. So come to the style here. Like this you put input followed by, here it is, this is submit. So here define a class input submit. In such cases we can apply some kind of image here. We can take here image. Okay. Background image we can take and here put the image name. We can choose the image name here. From the CSS folder we should take it. Take URL. In the URL we should specify the image name. So for this we go with the properties here. We cannot do anything with properties. Okay. Otherwise this is here images, then slash, button name is here button.jpg. Let us put in this. Like this we can be setting certain image there. We can set image this way and try to put the style for the button there. Input submit, that is. We come into this one, try to put here the image name. And whenever we come into this here, we can use a class input submit. We use like this. What happens, see in this one. Still it's not getting applied. This is not capable of displaying the image for us. It's not capable of displaying image for us. So therefore it does not come here. Anyhow, one thing we can do with the TD let us try to do here. TD, this is here style equal to inline style. We can write for this inline style equal to align use it as right. Let us align with the end. We can be using end. In end we can be aligning it. No, it's not coming still. So anyhow, that is the work of CSS people. Designer people normally they do. We can't design pages like them. Reason is the work of the designer basically. Anyhow, we made like this. So here what I'm using different styles here. If you look at this, I'm using the internal style as well as inline styles. With the help of that I could do it. So this TR, TD, these are basically for repeating elements. Therefore I can define element based style and automatically style is getting applied for every element of TR here. You can look at this. In the table you have number of TRs. Therefore I can define in one place, I can use number of times. Instead of defining every time using style, once I can define, I can use number of times. But as far as table is concerned, since table is appearing only once, what I do, I can put here in the inline style. Table style equal to margin left, margin top, border solid I have taken. Since table is occurring only once, I can go with the inline style here. Even body is coming once, therefore I can go with the inline style. But here TR is getting repeated number of times. Therefore, what I do, I can define once the style, I can be using it number of times. So here I am using internal style concept. Internal style you can define in the same page. In the same page, you can define the style and you can be applying it. In the style, tag, you can define it, and this is part of the head. It's part of the header of the page. In the header of the page, we define here TR, then TD, we are applying them automatically for all the constituent elements here. So here TR and TD automatically they are taken from the internal style, and for table and body, we have inline style. Inline style along with the element itself we define with the help of the style tag. But as far as TR is concerned, we don't put anything here explicitly because it is element based style. Since it's element based style, automatically whatever you define there can be getting applied here. It's automatically getting applied. Like this, I have defined style and I am attaching the style with the elements here. Mansoor, any questions on this?
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's pretty fine for HTML. That's very good. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. So today on this you need to work more and more. I send you after some time what you have to do exactly. I mean today already night for you. So tomorrow daytime you have to do it, and by evening you have to be ready. And whatever I was requesting yesterday, just go through that, become proficient with that. We need to discuss on that. So that ultimately gives you required confidence. Just if you know that's not enough, you need to discuss those points, please. Try to discuss all those. Sure.
So we meet tomorrow, then revive all these things once again. After some time I send the new assignment related to this. Please try to do assignment. And one more thing,
Okay.
Today as usual, tomorrow your morning time we have a session with the SSIS, SSAS. Okay.
Okay.
Vincent, I have shared you the ID, GoToMeeting ID. Please, if possible, try to join with us. Okay. Thank you. And I request you to do even the assignment part also. Please go through that. So try to, understand clearly those concepts. Because for making websites, first of all, you have to know core things very much. The HTML part is very, very important. These days, people are shifting to MVC. In the case of MVC, you have less abstraction than compared with the traditional ASP.NET web forms. So when you work with MVC, you have to be very good with the low-level details of the HTML. Like these HTML tags, you have to know how internal they are working, you have to know. Then in that case, you can write better MVC applications. Yeah. Thank you. So,
Okay.
meet tomorrow morning.